All right, so today we are going to make our own sausage.
My favorite.
Yes, because I don't like to buy, I love the taste of Jimmy Dean, but I don't like the ingredients because there's some bad stuff in it. So what we're going to do is we have, which is kind of bloody here, but it's a boneless pork butt from the Lilac Hedge Farm where I get my meat. So it's pasture raised. And then this is another one. I had to cut them up. I was thawing them for a few days. I kind of made a mess. But I'll show you what I do.
You said it's a Jimmy Dean's copy?
Huh?
It's a Jimmy Dean's copy?
Yeah, it's like a copycat recipe, but making it your own.
It's delicious.
So I start out with, so I cut it up into small squares so that I could put it in my my meat grinder. And then what I do is I put it on a parchment paper on a cookie sheet, and I put it in the freezer for a few hours to freeze it so that it goes through the meat grinder real easy. But you do want to leave some fat on it. See this big chunk of fat? I'm not going to leave that on there because I've done that before where I left the chunks of fat. And of course it was tasty, but it was so fatty. It was really fatty in the dish and it wasn't really necessary. So you want to keep some of the fat, but I find like this, see this? I cut some of that off because I just don't like the way it looks. So I cut it off of my trash can over here. See, that one's okay. Like this is a huge chunk, and this knife, it's a fillet knife, works really good. See, I just don't, last time I had too much fat. So I'm going to definitely cut some off. This is definitely too much fat. You could probably save it and render it and make like frying it and stuff, but I'm not really going to do that today. It still is going to have like the pork flavor. See how nice that knife is? Mm-hmm. So that's like, to me, that's just too much. So we'll get that in a minute. I'm going to focus on this one for now. So I just get a piece. See, this one looks nice. It's got nice amount of fat and meat mixed. Mm-hmm. So you cut it however you want it. I just cut it so that it freezes quickly. And I put it on my sheet. It'll freeze quickly, and then I can run it through the grinder because you want the meat and the fat to be a little bit firmer. Otherwise, it'll get all mixed into your grinder and it won't grind very well. And I use a KitchenAid grinder, and I bought the metal one because I didn't really care for the plastic looking one. So I bought the metal one. So you just keep going through it and you cut it up. And I'm going to show you, okay, so see this? To me, that's too much fat for me personally. You can keep as much fat on it as you want. It's just too much. It starts spatting grease all over my pan when I'm cooking it. So I don't want that much. But you definitely want some. This is definitely too much. So I will just start chopping this thing into pieces. So that one's nice. Actually, let's see. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this huge chunk of fat with the, has like red in it. I don't really like that. Personal preference. So that's good. See, that has a nice amount of fat. Sometimes I see like this silver skin here. See it right there?
That's the fascia.
Yeah, the fascia. I take that off because you notice when you do have sausage, I don't like that chewy, you get like a chewy piece. Mm-hmm. Yuck. I don't like it. I take it off. I don't want that. That's like really hard to chew. Mm. I clean that up. I don't like it. So yeah, just like that. if it was going through the grinder, how squishy that would be, and then it would get clogged. So you want to definitely freeze it for a little bit. It's all chopped up, ready to go to the freezer. That's what it looks like. You can tell the first one I had was a little more meaty, and the one I had second was a lot more fat on it. So combining it will be nice.
Yeah.
So I'll have to make sure it combines so I get lots of meat and fat mix.
Yeah. So this goes in the freezer for how long?
Like 1 to 2 hours, just to freeze it enough. Not completely frozen, but frozen enough.
And then we grind.
And then we're gonna grind it up.
And then we sizzle it up.
Yeah. So what I do is I'll make the seasoning while it's freezing, and I'll have the seasoning ready. So when you grind it, you just mix all the seasoning. Actually, you can mix the seasoning up with it, right? Like as soon as it comes out and it's frozen, you can mix the meat and the seasoning together. That way when you grind it, the seasoning will intertwine with it, which I think is better. So I'm going to put this in the freezer and make some seasoning.
All right.
All right. So I probably cut up about 2 pounds because I ended up getting rid of a lot of fat. So I'm going to make enough seasoning for 2 pounds. Jimmy Dean Copycat sausage. And I just do the plain. They have recipes on there for like the hot or the breakfast or the, what's the other one? The sage flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and just do the regular flavor, which is what we like. So, all right. I'm going to go with my salt. It calls for 3/4 of a teaspoon. Sea salt isn't as strong as like regular salt, so I just did 1 teaspoon. And then I'm doubling it. So I'm going to do 2. And I like this salt. I switch it up. Celtic, whatever kind of sea salt you have is good. And then 1/2 teaspoon of dried parsley. So we're going to go with 1 teaspoon because I'm doubling it. Parsley. Then I move these to the side so I remember I already did those. Let's see, sage. Oh, okay. So this is my sage that I grew in my garden. So this is what I'm going to do. So it calls for 1/4 teaspoon of sage. So this is what I'm doing because I grew it and I dried it out. I don't want this is like a purple sage or something. I did this last time at work. I wasn't sure if it was going to. So it calls for 1/4 teaspoon. So I don't know. I'm just eyeballing it.
Are you sure this is?
Yeah.
Is this a sage recipe?
No, you said that last time. Oh. It's not. It's just some flavor. The sage one has more sage flavor.
Oh.
So I probably don't need that much, but I'm gonna go with let's see. So 1/4 is like this big. See? So you don't really need a lot. So I just kind of crumble it up in my hands. Whoops. See,
where's
that's
your mortar and pestle?
Yeah, you could, but it's so dry. See, that's like 1/4. You could ground it up, but you could do it like this too. It worked good last time. Like 1/4. I'm just gonna add it. So I don't need that. I'll put that back in my bag. It smells really strong. It's like grow your own. I guess it's really strong. Oh no. Okay. It's bouncing around. Okay. Next is my pepper, and I'm gonna do 1/4 and 1/4. What is 1/4 and 1/4? Is that a half?
2/4 is a half.
Oh, well I could have just done a half. Math. Okay, and then I got thyme. So now we know 1/4 and 1/4 is a half. So we're gonna go with the half. That. Then we got coriander, 1/4 and 1/4. So it's my half. That's coriander. Then, so red pepper. It calls for 1/4 and 1/4, which is would be a half. My husband, does not like it super spicy. So I probably do like an eighth for two of these.
Yeah, no spice.
No, what do you mean no spice?
Or a little bit of spice, not
No, you mean the heat.
heat.
Well, we need some, otherwise it's not going to have good flavor.
I don't like spice.
We're having some. So if it was just for me, I would have added the full amount. But I also add, which the recipe doesn't call for, I add a little bit of crushed pepper to it. And then this recipe calls for some MSG, which is supposed to enhance the flavor. And if you like it, you can use it. I don't ever use MSG, but it tastes good even without it. So, I mean, I don't know what it tastes like with it, but I choose not to use it. Not my thing. And give it a nice mix. You can see where the sage was. It gives it really good flavor. So this is for 2 pounds. I kind of like the parsley crumbed up a little bit because it's like too thick.
Yeah, you should put that in a mortar and pestle and grind it up. Make it nice and fine.
Well, I can just use my fingers.
You cannot. That does not do the same thing.
Why
not? It's not the same.
Okay. All right, let's do your idea. Because, you know, you want it to go in the meat nice and...
Yeah. You don't want clumps of it in there, like sticking in one spot, so that's why you grind it up. Better dispersion. You need more than that.
What do you mean? Do you do this or you do this?
Grind it. I don't know.
Ah, I'm making a mess. I think it's good. I mean, I never did that before.
Tap it on. You're going to break the marble.
What is that? Oh, that's my pepper. I was like, what is that? Well, then you better give me a wood one.
Oh, just don't tap it.
Why can't I? We'll see how this works. It'll probably be good. You have to tap the stuff off. Look, this looks good.
Yeah.
Looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, now I gotta go get the, I gotta set up my machine and all that.
All right.
And then I'll come back up with the frozen meat.
Got the meat?
Meat. Turn this side off. All right, so this one I probably had, what was it, like an hour and a half maybe? What do you think?
Sure.
I like that. See, because it's still, it's not quite frozen, but it's stiff. And I put it in a big bowl. So now, so here's our seasoning. Let me get it. I guess I could just put it all in there, huh? I'm just gonna put it in there. This thing's kind of heavy. All right. I'm gonna get all that seasoning in it. And then it mixes it up. I find this easier than a spoon. So now we're gonna put this on. I started out with number 2. Let's see. And I have not the smallest one, but like a medium one. So put it in there. this. There'll be some in here. So then you just, so it's kind of cold. You can just smash it up, kind of like making hamburgers. And I like to make them into little patties. And I also like to weigh it and do like maybe a pound of sausage. And you can put it in like if you're making soups or something or need like a pound of sausage.
That's a big patty.
Well, you like them big.
I do.
Because they shrink up, you know, when you cook them.
Yeah. I
can go smaller.
It's too bad you don't have a patty maker.
I do, but it's too big. It's for like a hamburger. But I kind of like to do them a little bit thin because then they cook faster.
You don't use any parchment paper?
No, because those are clean. I have to clean them anyway. Doesn't really matter. I'll use it when I put them together. It's not that. It's just like whatever size you like.
Okay.
And then, so I can make some smaller ones too, like little Jimmy Dean ones. You just smash it together. Make them like little hamburger patties. I should have kept my gloves on. It's cold.
Yeah, I bet.
It's cold on my hands. So here's my patties, and I know some of them are kind of big, but I think it's cool. And that black thing is actually not dirty. It's a one of those crushed red pepper.
Yeah, sure.
I know. So what I do, oh no, they're getting warm. Let's see. So I just put them in the bag and I freeze them. So put one on top. So you can just grab out what you want. And then I will continue to do that. And then I just put them in the freezer. And then when you want one, you take it out of the bag and thaw it.
You leave some out though. We can cook them during the week.
Yeah,
right?
I'll leave a few out and we'll cook some. And then we'll show you. Hopefully I seasoned them enough this time.
Yeah. Well, they look good.
Yeah.
Nice and beefy.
I know those are big, but they will cook down. Like this is good if you're making like a breakfast sandwich, you know, and you want like a nice big sausage. And then I have smaller ones. But then you only need one instead of two sausages. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Cooking up a little. Cooking up the sausages.
Like, I don't want to turn it.
Oh, look at that. I like it caramelized. Almost done. Now we're cooking eggs with the sausage. These are pretty good, right? These are the good ones?
Well, I would prefer organic pasture-raised, but eggs are expensive, so.
Yeah, eggs are expensive. But these
I
look
settled
good.
for those. That's all that was in stock. But they're beautiful and they have good flavor. Aren't those pretty?
Let's see how easy the cast iron is to do eggs.
Well, it has a lot of grease in it. It might be a little overdone. But.
Alright. You can have one or two sausages.
I'm just one for now.
Just one?
I'm ready to eat.
Now, see? I like my sausage. I got two, nice and caramelized, that brown Jimmy Dean look. And I do love sausage.
Much healthier.
Little pork butt. Yeah, I'm trying a piece. And you got your einkorn bread that you just baked? It's just
sourdough, just pure einkorn.
Just pure einkorn.
Yeah. Oh look, it's pretty. Can you see that? The inside?
No. You get close to it.
Yummy. Oh, you're right. Nice job. Really good. Good flavor.
Yeah. That is good. And it's good for you. I got my
In moderation.
kefir and orange juice combo. We just have orange juice. This bread is really good too. A nice flavor. Love sausage.
The other side. Not as fluffy as like regular grain, but it's really good for you. This is a good breakfast.
Yeah, it is.
And the flavor from the grease from the sausage on the eggs.
Some people don't like their sausage cooked that much, but I like it.
I like it caramelized. And you don't have to feel as guilty about cooking your eggs in the fat because it's pasture raised heritage pigs that are raised that we bought the meat from, which is actually a good healthier fat.
This is from the Lilac Farm?
Yeah, not one of those factory farm pigs. That's sad.
You like Jimmy Dean sausage?
This is worth buying a grinder and making it.
Better for you.
At least you know what's in it. The bread is good. Very.
What's that for? Oh. Alright.
This is like a really good whole food diet. Like, it will fill you up, and then we probably won't eat till dinner later.
Delicious. Enjoy.
Yum. Definitely recommend making that. You recommend making that?
Yeah. Every week.
Every week?
So how many cookies?
A 10.
You love sausage, you love Jimmy Dean.
But you want healthier? Less added preservatives?
10 out of 10 for me. Alright?
And you're hard to please.
It's good. Good sausage.
And the eggs are good too. And the bread. And your kefir. Sour.
No, it's not bad.
I should put some in, but
Yeah.
I'm weak.
Yummy.
What a good breakfast.
Bye.
Until the next one.